Do the banks know what they need to do? Are they fully equipped to do it? Yes. But how far have we still got to go? How much of that iceberg have we still got to digitize, to fully transform a bank so that all products and services, including direct debits, are digital and in digital channels?
I'm Mark Johnston of Money Next, and it's my pleasure to introduce Adrian Mountstephens. Now, Adrian is responsible for growing payment and banking ecosystems at Equinix. Now, the question I put to Adrian was, are traditional banks fully equipped for a truly digital approach? Over to you, Adrian.
I think if you ask the CIOs and CTOs at the bank, the answer they'll give you is a yes, they are. But I think it's a bit more nuanced than that. I think the path towards digital is not new. Everyone's known the direction of travel and has been planning for it for many years. I think the pandemic in the last 2 years has just thrown focus onto it, right, and just driven the need to get critical products into digital channels accelerated and done faster, or you could have found yourself out of business. But I think the direction of travel has been known for some time. But I like to use an analogy. I'm going to go with the iceberg analogy today, Mark. We have the tip of the iceberg, 10% sticking out of the water, and then below the line, there's the 90% of the iceberg, what we can't see. And you can really apply this to a traditional bank and digital. The 10% of the iceberg that we can see is the digital app, largely, right? And we can see that most banks have developed that. If you have a couple of high street banks like me, in the UK, you'll see they're at different levels, right? Different capabilities in different apps from different banks. But by and large, at the tip of the iceberg, there is a digital app, and you can do pretty much everything you need to do on your phone. But below the waterline, things get interesting, and particularly if you get out of consumer and start thinking about SME and corporates. And a great example here, I was talking to a couple of small business owners, and they said, Adrian, we're trying to set up our business to do direct debits. This is a UK example. These are UK businesses. And they said, we had to apply to our bank for something called, I had to write it down, it's called a service user number, a SUN. We have to apply to the bank. We have to fill in forms. We have to send this to the bank. They then call us up. There's things they need to ratify and qualification. The process they went through just to get their account, their corporate account, to do direct debits on the UK platform, which is Bax, it took them months, not days, not weeks, not real time, but months. And this is a great example of what's below the waterline for traditional banks in any market around the world. There is an awful lot of products and processes that are still manual, that are nowhere near digital. And I always have this vision of Bob sitting in a basement at a bank, filling in spreadsheets, filling in forms, moving data from here to here, manually inputting things, checking things. How many Bobs are there sitting in the basements at the banks, managing spreadsheets, inputting data directly into different systems to make things work? So, in summary, Mark, do the banks know what they need to do? Are they fully equipped to do it? Yes. But how far have we still got to go? How much of that iceberg have we still got to digitize, to fully transform a bank so that all products and services, including direct debits, are digital and in digital channels?
Our thanks to Adrian for giving us his time and answering this for us. If you have anything to add to what you've just heard from Adrian, then please add to the comments below. Now, for the latest transformation insights and more information on Banking Transformation Summit, visit bankingtransformationsummit.com.